This is Portland Seafarers Medal Law. It's officially dedicated by the Minister of Planning, Honourable McClelland MP, on the 26th of October 1993, in memory of those who lost their lives at sea off the coast of Portland. Let's check out some of the names here. Wayne Walker, lost at sea, Portland trawlers, November 1985. Walter Allen Knightley, 1984. William Alfred Smith, 1964. Colin David Marley, tragically died at sea, 3rd of December 2002. So these are all recent ones. Michael Lloyd, lost at sea, 1947. 1985. Joseph Lloyd, 1976. Joseph Norris, tragically died, 1995. All recent ones. Graham Hartley, drowned at sea, so we're all on boats or whatever, 1991. Dale Norton, lost at sea in water. Andrew Carl Allen, lost at sea water trawler. These are all recent ones. Lost at sea. Feudalov, aboard Russia. He died in 1896 aboard a fishing vessel, Queen. David Brewster, 1890, who died accidentally while working on the construction of the original pier. Ronald Graham Baird tragically died when working on an Abalone boat. Now that was in 1980, so it's a recent sort of one. Beautiful day out there. This is Portland Bay. Remembering in this area here, 17 ships got wrecked and lost during fierce storms. Memory of the Portland Whale Boat, John McGregor, Patrick Daniel Hearn, George Pillinger, William Ment, Richard Shea, James Goodrich, who died in a rescue attempt at the wreck of the Julia near Narrowong in 1863. So they're people who were trying to rescue people off of a ship that was founded. This one is to commemorate the sinking of the bark Marie off Cape Bridgewater in September 1851, with the loss of 25 lives, including the Belgian councillor, Mr. E. Weverkens. This plaque was unveiled by His Excellency Dr. Jacques Scavie, Ambassador of Belgium, on the 26th of October 1993. Well, there you go. So there's a couple of names there. About the wind, folks, this is dedicated to Captain James Forthrop and the crew of the Portland lifeboats, whose heroic action included rescuing 19 of the 24 survivors from the wreck of the Amelia on Carpenter's Rock, or Carpenter's Reef, near the South Australia border in 1859. Commemoration of the meeting of Major John Thomas Mitchell and the Henty brothers in the spot. 29th of August 1836. That would have been an interesting meeting because he would have had his wife with him, and his wife was the first woman to settle in the Victorian state. She settled here in Portland. Commemoration of the first settlement of Victoria, Portland, by Edward Henty. November 1834, and the end of Stephen George Francis and John Henty. So there's a bit of history in this area here. First settlement in Victoria. Commemoration of the landing of William Dutton, master mariner, the first white man to visit Portland Bay, December 1828. Around this side we have in commemoration of the discovery and naming of Portland Bay by Lieutenant James Grant in HM Brig Lady Nelson, December the 5th, 1800. So quite a bit of history in this area. Quite a beautiful little spot. Okay, I've also found a couple of memorial walls, but these are a little bit different. For instance, James and Janet Compton left their ancestral home in Ireland, setting from Plymouth, and arrived in Portland Bay on board the Cairngorm on the 5th of September 1855, erected to their memory by their grateful descendants. All of these here seem to be pretty much the same. Right. And all of this was done as a bicentennial project, commemorating the first settlers to come out from Scotland, Liverpool. What else have we got? Ireland, County Clare, Ireland, Devon, Scotland again, more Irish, a lot of Irish. Wales. So we're all from England, Scotland, Isle of Skye, Ireland, and all of this. It's all parts of rolls. How you going? All commemorating the settlers that first came out to Australia, settled out here. Pretty cool. Portland obviously has a very big witch population. Tell by the cauldron here. Actually, it's an early whale boiler erected by Portland Historic Society. So they used to boil the flesh or oil of whales or something in one of these things. Now it's used as a garbage can, more or less. Pretty awesome though. Gonna have to apologise for the wind noise in these vids, but Portland is a very windy coastal place. Now, somewhere up here there's supposed to be a cemetery, or a very tiny cemetery at least. So Cobber and Beth are leading the way. She's got her little paranormal kit. Cobber's got his Cobber sense. And we'll go see what we can find up here. Let's explore. Okay. That's cool.
That came out of nowhere.
It did. Sort of came out of nowhere along this little track here. All right, let's go and check it out.
Oh, I've suddenly got a massive headache.
Who's got a headache? Alice Slater. Robert Brever or something? Can't quite see a date on that. It's a bit warm, but this one's really cool, isn't it? That's
Hang on.
that's a vampires thing, because look, they've got all the stakes. I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that before. Can't read it.
Not upside down. I'm dyslexic. I read back to front, not upside down.
Okay.
It has got it in too. Probably get your nose out of there.
That's pretty interesting.
You'll get
We've just got to be a little bit careful of snakes and that, but we should be right. As I said, it's only a tiny cemetery. Well, let's see if we can get some dates or something. So at Huxley. There's a tiny one there too. Can't see the name on that one. There's a Thomas Huxley, 1859. Ah, right, okay, Huxley's. Now, from what I've been reading, the Huxleys are some of the pioneering families here. So this is Thomas Hannah, yeah, 1850. Alright, Thomas Huxley. Cool. Okay. Don't know what to make of this one. I'm not too sure if it's supposed to be a grave or something. Can't see any headstones or anything in there, but rather strange. This one's very overgrown. I would say this is like the pioneering cemetery. It's a little bit bigger than what I thought. Big one there is Thomas, infant son of James and Mary Ann Trankmar, something, 1851. So they must have had a bit of money. A couple of older ones here. Can't quite read that. Not properly anyway. This one here is in memory of Jane, wife of Thomas Webb, died 1899. I like the energy I'm feeling here. Does it have to be all the old settlers, some of the old settlers? The grave of W.H. Athol, 1862. Now this one we've got James Tragmar as well, 1888. Ernest Albert, 1889. Going back a bit. And this one here is very muchly lost to time, lost to nature. Over this one over here, memory of Anne, beloved wife of Jonas Smith, who died in 1874. Aged, might have been 55 years. or 55, 35 or 55, can't quite read it. Jonas Smith also died at 73. There's a couple here too. Wow. John Wiggins, who departed this life 23rd of December 1846, aged 11 years. So I've got an 11-year-old one here. Quick look over here, because this one looks like it's got a relatively new marker on it. This is sadly pretty much worn. Somebody, obviously descendants, have come in and popped in a new marker for William Wheeler, who departed this life in May 1848, age 72. So, and the plaque was erected by the Wheeler descendants in the year 2000. So that's really cool. There's William Jones, 1856, he passed away. And check out some of the wrought iron. That's pretty cool.
They fitted a lot on a small plaque. They fitted a lot on it. Jane
Garrett Thompson,
eldest daughter of Alex Thompson
Parkhill,
who died 1st of June 1857, aged 13 years and 8 months.
A few kids around, but during the times of the shipwreck, some of the kids actually got lost as well. Grave of John Pearson, who died 10th of March 1885, Mary Pearson, and also their eldest son John Pearson, 1884.
Master Mariner. James Forthrop.
Yes, now he's quite a famous name here, James Forthrop, Master Mariner, and late Harbour Master, Portland. He's quite a well-known figure in Portland's history, and so this is his grave here, in memory of James Ward,
16 years.
aged 16 years.
You want to get back to the angel, not sure if you because he doesn't like to stand on here. He's really...
It's a standing place.
No, it's not, according to him.
Okay, this one's an interesting one because we have Jeannie and Samuel Hawken, Robert James here, but in this big mess here we have, you can see it, we have another little white grave there, but we can't quite make out what it says because of all
these markers are
bushes.
line up.
Okay, we just saw his grave before, Captain James Forthrop, guidepost number 18, Master Mariner and Portland Harbour Master. Amelia, rescue hero. The Amelia was a ship that got wrecked on some of the rocks near here, and he headed, or was part of the rescue attempts to save the people on the boat from drowning, and he commanded the Portland lifeboats during its successful rescue of 19 survivors from the Amelia steam disaster. So the Amelia was a steamship in 1859, Many in the Amelia crew also were awarded the Bronze Board of Trade Medal for gallantry in saving life at sea. And there's a bit of a list which you can stop and read if you like. A little bit of a ride up on the SS Amelia. It tells a story, how it got wrecked, and this is just a little bit about the cemetery here. To the glorious and abiding memory of these honourable men who sacrificed in the Great War 1914-1918. Thomas William Jones, William Browning, Henry Chandler, James Cumming Browning, James Wilson, Donald McKinnon, John McKinnon, George Cook, lest we forget. Lots of blessings and thank you for your service. They were part of the Australian Imperial Forces. So it's nice to see there's a little bit of a war memorial thing happening here too. We're going to have a bit of a wander down this section. 1861. Robert Herbertson, Georgina. There's a few other names here too. Right, it's quite a nice little grave, that one. There's one I spotted here. I really love this one. This is how the graves used to once be. Used to have a bit of a family plot and just a wooden border, and as you can see it's rotten away now. John Rankin, in the memory of Agnes McGaw or something, wife of the above, who died in 1875. Also their daughter Margaret, who died 24th of December 1865, aged 8 years and 7 months. My blessings to all those who are interned here. It's quite a bit of history and you're all part of it. We're trying to keep alive a little bit of this history because it's just an amazing thing to walk around cemeteries like this, and even if you're not doing anything of the paranormal realm, it's just fascinating to go to places that you have never been to before. And you find some great pieces of history like this. That's a beautiful little thing. There's a road either side, and you might be able to just spot through the trees there is the ocean. So we're right on the cliff tops of the ocean virtually. This was erected by Margaret Edwards in the memory of their beloved husband John Edwards. He didn't see that coming, did he? Formerly of Cawthron. If you know John Edwards' medium, you know what I'm talking about. Formerly of Cawthron, County Clare, Ireland, who died at Portland, 1878, aged 78 years. So a lot of the people here, and his wife Margaret, who died at 80 years in 1893, and Kate, the daughter, died at 31 years, 1883. But a lot of the people here obviously had some pretty good living to do, because a lot of them died later in their life, which was pretty cool. Oh, okay. So you got a little girl following you?
Yeah, I've got raggedy wrapped on it.
She giving you your name?
I'm getting a Sarah.
Sarah.
I don't know if it's Sarah. Sarah's just a generic.
We could have a look for a Sarah.
Sarah's just a generic I get when I get someone from that era.
can't take Beth anywhere. She always gets followed around. She's like a Pied Piper.
Got followed by the nuns at the convent.
But the energy here, yeah, there's quite a bit of energy here actually.
Yeah. Kind of full red
So we're just hovering towards graves that we feel attracted to for whatever reason. Name of Bunning there, and children. So there's some children in this grave as well. Cornelius Guilfoyle or Guilfoyle or something. Can't. 1902. 1902. Okay. I was going to say I can't really see any dates on that one because it's a little bit worn, but right. There's an interesting one. Catherine Hutchinson. Unfortunately, the headstone's broken. It's I mean, they mow this area quite nicely, but nobody's bothered trying to get into all of this overgrowth where the graves are, and I might actually not do it due to respect. Duncan Cameron.
Cameron, you can't get much Scottish than that.
Yeah, it's probably Scottish, yeah.
Duncan Cameron.
Sounds Scottish. Catherine O'Brien died. Jeremiah and Catherine. 1907 and 1911. Cool.
I think this little girl is home. It's in a grave right
Yeah.
here.
There's a Williams Star something. Have a look. Starboard. Okay, William Starboard.
James Starboard and Mary.
Or Starrett. Starrett.
William, James and Mary. William lived to 96 years, James lived to 60, and Mary lived to 69.
All in the late 1800s.
God, they had a good innings.
They did. It's a beautiful gravestone, headstone, but I had to laugh at the name.
Go on, read it.
Henry Bugenhole. The Buglehole.
Well, that's just
Henry
as good.
Buglehole, who died 20th of March 1903, age 76. Eleanor, 1910, at the age of 75. Frederick Levi, 18. Levi, whatever, 1873, aged 4 months. Okay, so you got a little baby in this one as well. I've never heard that name before. Buglehole.
He would have gotten a lot of crap at school.
Yeah, well, if you went to school in the 70s, you would have gotten a lot of crap.
Went to school in the 80s like I did, you would have got a lot of crap.
But what an awesome headstone though. Beautiful.
Photo of that one.
Lovely. Sort of been feeling a lot of unmarked graves around here.
Yeah,
Beth's felt
I've
a lot
been
too.
shoved a couple of times.
Beth's reckon she's been shoved a couple of times by spirit.
Oh, it's mainly the darker angels. They kind of just
Yeah,
push the
we don't really worry about that sort of stuff. We just brush it off. They're just telling us they don't want us near their graves or on top of their graves if it's a unmarked grave. So this belongs to Amelia Simpson, Henry Edwin and George, and we're going around the years of,
I can't read that.
so 1911?
1920 down here.
1920, okay, so it's More in the 19th century. We've got concrete surrounds. But how cool is this place? It's very cool. Okay, so we have the Raggedy Ann.
No, Raggedy Rempod.
Raggedy Rempod. Okay.
It's not my creation.
A Raggedy Rempod.
My creation.
We have a couple, and we have a K2. So I'm just going to see if I can set this up so that we've got a bit of a thing. And I've got my phone on flight mode. So pop it right there. We'll see if anything.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can get anything. Another one there.
That's Raggedy Rempod.
Okay. So Raggedy Rempod has got a cat ball. Cat ball on its own. We've got a K2. It's an interesting place, this cemetery. Now we just ask if there's anyone around. With a lot of respect, we come here today and would love to talk to you. So if you'd like to come and show us that you're here, you can come up close to any of these things we've got on the ground, and you might be able to light them up. So anyone, if you were buried here, or if you were part of the 1800s when there were shipwrecks and things like that, if you had any part of that or lived any part of that, we'd love it if you could come forward, show us that you're here. Sorry about the wind, but we can't sort of change that one.
Oh, on the coast.
Yeah, we're on the coast, so going to have a lot of wind.
That's the thing coming out of her head, darling. You ain't heard it. She's got a little green light in it that'll light up when you come away.
Bev's just trying to coax the little girl that was hanging around her earlier to come forward and try and come close to the Raggedy Ann doll and see if she can make the Raggedy Ann make a little bit of a noise.
That's all you've got to do. Put your hands up. Give her a cuddle. Oh, cat ball.
Cat ball just went off.
Good girl.
Did it?
Yeah, that's
Oh, very good.
good girl.
Okay.
No, that's not the wind, because the other one hasn't gone off. Give her a cuddle. You give her a hit. Thank you. You make a pretty light go off again. Or maybe make Dolly make a noise. You just have to come right up. Just trying. Cobb has also got Cobb information.
If there's anyone around that we've walked past your grave and you've seen us walk past your grave and have a look at your grave, if you can come forward too, that would be great. Just come forward and see if you can set off the cat ball, the K2. Cat ball is this one. If you move that one, you'll get a little bit of a sparkle. If you come up close to this one, you might be able to make the lights go. And if you come up close to this little doll here, you might be able to make it go beep.
Notice how the Raggedy Ann's moving and the cat ball's not going off, so that was definitely spirit that set it off.
Yeah.
She's trying to walk in. She's not very strong. There is a lady in a big booky 1800s dress walking
Try an S box.
What do you have to do? See?
S-Box. Guinea. FM.
Yeah, the dog is sleepy.
Okay, going to try a little S box as well. If there's anyone who wants to come forward, please do so.
Urging voters.
Destination.
There's the lady in the big dress, see? Like a purple and blue dress on.
Were you here in the 1800s? Probably.
Irish getting plenty of.
Are you aware of the shipwrecks here in the 1800s?
Mariners.
Okay, Bev's seeing a guy in a mariner's uniform. She's seeing it in a third eye. So she's just trying to work him out.
He's connected to the big one up here. He was the guy who...
Oh, he was
The one with the
Forthrop or something, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's who he is.
Okay.
He's touching on his story.
Are you here, the Chief Mariner?
This government.
Do you watch over this cemetery? Were you one of the early settlers here?
Devon Neal. Fred or. And I think that.
I'll put it on AM. Okay, I'm going to change it to AM.
AM.
Is there anyone here who wish to say hello to us? Is there anyone here that knew about all the shipwrecks around here? Is there anyone here who lost some children in some of the wrecks? I don't seem to be getting too much on the S-Box. Not at this time anyway. And there's not too much happening with our gadgets. Bev's having a bit of a play with a pendulum.
Everybody yes, no. I do have a baseline.
Okay.
I think this is more their style. But they don't understand
Yeah, because the thing is,
they don't
like,
understand the
the technology, like if you were born in the 1800s, you'd look at all of this. Yeah, as Bev said, it's all witchcraft. people in the 1800s wouldn't understand this and would be going, huh? What?
They understand the
But they'll understand pendulums and divining rods.
there's a lot of tradesmen use pendulums to get straight lines.
Yep. And they always have through the centuries.
So I'm trying to block the wind with my body. Can you give me a yes? No, it's going to be a little bit all over the place.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah, there is a bit of wind around, so it's going to be a little bit hard to...
So we've got it. Can you give me a no? Normally,
We do have a circular. Oh, hang on, we've got a
that's how my pendulum
swing. Right.
So it does the circle and changes direction. Can you give me a yes? There you go. Can you give me a no? I don't usually use pendulum without a stand, so bear with me. Ask questions, Al?
Okay. Is there anyone here that was involved in the shipwrecks around this area?
I'm going to close mine so I can't see what it's doing. Yes. It's definitely a yes.
Did you drown in a shipwreck?
Yes.
Are you a child? No, it's turning into a no. Alright, I'm just trying to adjust these legs. It's not working.
Are you the lady with the rather... I know what I'm going to ask you. Are you the lady with the rather beautiful purpley blue dress on with like 45 different, like a whole heap of petticoats underneath? Yes. Did your dress weigh you down? She couldn't get, she didn't have a chance. Were your children on the ship? Yes.
Were there any people saved from that wreck? No. So everyone that was on that ship lost their lives. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's going to be a yes.
Yeah.
I would like to send you a lot of blessings.
Is the little girl that's following me around that likes my dolly, is she your daughter? Well, that was a big one.
Okay. Did you come from another country? Were you on an immigrant ship?
That's a big yes.
Yeah. So you come out to this country to start a new life. And you didn't even make it. Didn't even get a good start.
I just want to point something out. The way I hold the pendulum is I don't actually hold it in my hand. I loop it over my finger.
Yeah.
And there's a little bead on the end of it
Yep.
that stops it. So I'm not actually holding it, it's resting on my hand, on my finger.
Okay, you're still with us, Dale.
Are you from Scotland? That's the wind. Just trying to keep it together. Are you from Ireland?
That's no.
Are you from Scotland?
We're from England. He's going through a circle. No. We're from Wales. Just checking. No. Okay, so is Scotland. Okay, very good. Did you brought kids over with you? How many kids did you have? Did you have one? Just one child?
Quite strong.
Did you have the child on board the ship? Because I suddenly got that feeling.
Had it what? She was pregnant. Baby.
I think you had the baby. Yeah, had the baby on the ship.
Brave woman.
Because it's a long trip from Scotland on a sailing ship.
Did you know you were pregnant before you got on the ship?
No, we go around in circles now. No,
You
she
get
didn't.
pregnant on the ship. She got pregnant on the ship. Was the baby's father an officer? There's a bit of hanky-panky going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's not hanging. Was he going to marry you when you got here? People think there's the tradition that a woman on a ship is bad luck.
So, can we ask you, how did the ship go down? Did you run aground on some rocks,
I was about to say she hit the rock.
or was it just rough seas? Was it rough seas? No, we're going around in circles again.
No, 'cause she wants to
Yep, no, it was on the rocks.
hit the rock.
So the ship,
And was it night?
so it was,
Late in the evening.
were there a lot of people coming from Scotland and England and wherever on your ship to come here? Yeah. So it was a pretty big, what we call an immigrant ship. People coming from,
Was there a ship called the Merryweather?
nah, there's oh, I've got a list of them actually, and I'll go through the list later, but there was a Mary Ann, and there was a,
There you go.
yeah,
Mary Ann.
I think that might have been a cargo ship though, I'm not sure. I'll have a look through the immigrant ship lists.
Is your name Mary?
That wasn't,
Her name's Mary.
oh, your name's Mary, okay, good.
Her name's Mary.
Oh, very good. So, are you buried here in the cemetery?
I don't know.
Okay.
A few Marys.
Yeah, there's a couple of Marys here. All right.
His daughter's named Charlotte. No. I'm getting Lottie, but that's short for Charlotte, isn't it? That might be the other little girl that I'm picking up.
Your daughter's name's Sarah.
How's the little one that was following?
Well, that's what you were getting before.
Yeah. The little one that was
You were
following.
picking up the little girl that was.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm picking up a Lottie too, but I don't know whether that's another spirit that's kind of jumping in.
I've got an officer behind me, and it's probably a naval officer's uniform that I'm seeing. Do you know this person?
I'd take that as a yes.
Yeah. Are you connected to this person? Okay, because I'm feeling that person behind me.
It's going to hit me in the arm if she's okay.
You're a bit excited there.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're together, so that's a good thing.
The three of you. Oh, they're not together.
No? You're not?
They're not together.
Oh, because...
He was married.
Right.
He was married.
Oh, you're getting
Was he married?
a bit confusing there.
He was going to marry you.
Yeah, he was going to marry you.
He's not with you. Is he with you? Are you together?
Are you together now?
No.
No.
Because his daughter was born out of wedlock.
Oh,
Could you stay with your daughter? And he went to the other side. She didn't think he could go because the baby was illegitimate.
okay.
So she didn't think she could go.
Yep.
You can go, darling. It's okay. Both of you can go. You can both go. I can't change your mind. She's not going to leave without the baby. She's not a baby. She's like 3.
Okay, well I'm going to turn this camera off anyway, so I'm just going to say thank you for talking to me. And Bev can keep talking to you if she wishes. It's obvious that a place like this, these electronic devices are not going to work because most of the people here were born and died in the 1800s, and basically you'd have more chance with rods or pendulums.
Just to point out,
Because-
the pendulum, it's better, like I said, I normally use my pendulum on a stand. It's better not to hold it because then you can brace your arm so you give it a bit more stability. The energy's just dropped, she's just left.
Yeah, I think she's moved on now, but thanks for talking to us.
Oh, there she is. Thank you.
Yeah, as I was saying, you know, sometimes you go to places like this, all the graves here were basically, there's nothing over 1903, I think, what we've seen. So
Raggedy Right.
people of that era are not going to be able to work with these types of things, so it's going to take them a while to work out how to use them. So if people have not been in the cemetery before using paranormal equipment, then they wouldn't have a clue what these gadgets do.
Oh, Raggedy Rampod
Raggedy Ram Pod, by the way, is a new edition.
is a new edition. I bought her, and I'm going to give the lady a plug because she did a good job. I bought her on eBay from a lady in Queensland who runs a website called Spirit Search Australia, and she actually sells the K2s and the cat balls and all that sort of stuff. So this is her invention. She's put a REM pod inside of a Raggedy Ann doll. So Spirit Search Australia, thank you. Appreciate it. She's cute and she suits me because she's a dolly.
I think they've tried to protect this one, but there's nothing left of it really. Nothing that we can see. Okay, to the memory of Thomas McGuinness, 1866, Margaret, 1881, Margaret Jane, 1913. Here we go, Sarah Campbell. Sarah Campbell
Died
of
48
Conda.
Died 48 years.
Yeah, also his wife Sarah, who died 23rd of August 1900. Right. This one here, we have no idea. There is a name there. Can't quite make it out. Okay, it's part of an overgrown area again. There's a little one in there.
And there's that one.
There's a couple in there.
One over there too.
So there's two over there maybe. All overgrown.
Jane. Wife of Thomas.
Jane, yes. Another Jane. The memory of Maria Clark, Thomas Clark, Caroline Gibbs, John Gibbs, and they're all around the 1855 mark. Mary de Courcy Rose, Richard de Courcy Rose, 1858 and 1861. Caroline Gibbs and Fred Gibbs. Can't quite read this properly, but it's George Coldhas or something. Reverend John Coldhay. So he's a reverend here. Now we're going back down the thing again. We'd just like to say blessings to all those who are interned here, and thanks for having us here. Oh, what a lovely little cemetery. Just before we go, I've got to say, I really love this. This is awesome. Very windy. This whole section here is kind of Portland Bay. This section just up here I'm filming right now, there was 17 ships lost. Further along the coast there, that's all part of the shipwreck coast. Along the whole shipwreck coast there was reports of 639 or so red 700 ships that were lost along the shipwreck coast. Shipwreck coast extends past the you can see over there, there's a township. Another 50 kilometres I think towards the South Australia border. And just this area alone, I'm filming now, 17 ships. There's a couple of big tankers out there, cargo ships. One's a cargo and another one's a tanker. It's called the Pacific Basin. And the other one, I don't know what it is, but they've sort of anchored here, waiting to get into port over here. There's a couple of ships in the port already. But beautiful area. And this is our little beach thing. We're over here. Our little grey car is. It's our little cabin. We walk straight out, straight down onto this little ramp thing. Now we have a whole beach. Beautiful. Oh, hello there, we've got a K2 going off. A little proximity pod there. Also got over here a radio which I've just got on static, and so if any spirit want to come through, put their voices through, you're most welcome to do so. Now this is of course Shipwreck Coast. That was me, sorry, I bumped it. My fault. So this of course is the Shipwreck Coast, and we're here for a couple of nights, and part of what we're trying to find out is if there are any spirit that do still roam the coastline from the shipwreck days, from the 1800s. There was 17 shipwrecks in this area alone. There were many deaths, and if there are any spirit that are roaming around tonight along this coastline, oh, thank you. A little bit of K2 activity. You can come forward, you can put your voice on here, you can set off that K2 meter. That's going up pretty good. And we also have a proximity pod over here. And if you come close to these things, you might be able to set them off. Now, it's very calm tonight. There's no wind. The ocean is very calm as well. There is a little bit of wind, but I'm in a sheltered spot on the balcony of the cabin that we're staying in. It's flashing on this. Something flashing, I don't know what that is. Oh, no, it's okay. Seeing things. But yeah, just as you saw, there was the K2 meter that was going off a little bit. And I'm just wondering if that was that child that we met at the cemetery, that Beth sort of had a bit of a chat to, or the mother of the child as well. Just wondering if you're here, because you indicated to us that you were part of the shipwreck times, the 1800s. I think the little girl's name was Sarah. Could have been Sarah. Was your name Sarah? Can you light it up if your name was Sarah? Light something up. A little cat ball here too. If you can move that just a little bit, it'll sparkle for you. Now, the cabin that we're staying in is around about 10 metres from the waterline itself. There's actually a little bit of a rock wall, which sort of protects the high surf, or the high stormy seas from sort of inundating this area. So we're on a little bit of it's almost a little bit of a cliffy sort of thing with a rock wall, and we're around about 10-15 metres away from the water itself. And so if there were spirit around, there's no reason why they wouldn't be roaming along the waterline. Now, the rock wall itself, of course in the 1800s it would not be there, but regardless of that fact, they'd still be roaming around this area. So K2's gone quiet again. We're not getting anything on the static radio. I've got that up full blast, but I've got it on a random area on the radio. And if anybody wants to put a voice through there, please do so. Hey? That was me, sorry.
Box. Scanning FM.
also got an S-Box happening, so if anybody wants to come through on the S-Box, please do so.
Generally takes the
Pass and shout.
Anybody here from a shipwreck days? Is that anybody here? Anybody here who is in a shipwreck? You came with a lot of love and respect, as always.
Different.
especially if in a
It sounded a bit Chinese, that one. Anybody like to say something, please do so. If you're in a shipwreck, can you tell me the name of your ship? What was the name of the ship? If you're here and helped in the rescue missions,
That reserve.
can you tell us what ship?
By the
Over here, we'll have a compass. You'll be quite familiar with compasses if you lived and worked on the sea. And if you can try to move the compass around. Just leaving this all open for anyone to come through. And you can move the compass for us, you can set off any of the lights here, or you can speak through the radio.
Scanning AM.
Not that you really know what a radio is, but you know what a compass is. And all you have to do is move this little ball, just to show us that you're here. Okay, I'm going to go on AM this time. We'll see if we can pick anything up. So if you were here and you were involved in a shipwreck, can you tell me the name of the ship? Can you tell me your name? Okay, not really getting anything on AM. Hey?
The lady's name is Mary.
Okay, Beth's picking up a lady by the name of Mary and a gentleman by the name of Henry. So if Mary or Henry could come through, you could come up here, you could speak through this device here, put your energy there, you can move the compass, move the little ball to make it light up. You could come up close to that device there and make it light up. And we have another device there, if you put your energy towards it, you can light that one up too. See how you go with that. I know this is all foreign to you because you didn't have this sort of stuff in your day. Now, don't know if you can see that, I've got a little thermal gauge here, and I'm just checking the area with this gauge, and it all seems pretty much around about 16 to 16.4. 16.4, 16.4. So I'm not picking up any changes in temperature at the moment. Can you see if you could talk through this device here? Put your energy towards it. Can you tell me the name of your ship? Okay, I'm just going to turn off for a minute because it doesn't seem like we're getting anything at the moment. The thing to remember too is when you're doing a paranormal investigation, you could be sitting in one area for several hours before things start happening. It's not like they're looking for me and looking to communicate. We've got a whole massive long coastline here full of shipwrecks and possible spirit that are still roaming around. They don't know I'm here. So it's potluck, whoever one roams in the area and decides to come up and has a look and see what's going on and maybe decide whether they want to communicate or not. It's their choice. We can't make them. And at the moment, it's very still out there. The ocean is very, very calm. There's just a little bit of wind around. Otherwise, very, very calm. Now, Beth's actually picked up quite a lot through the cemetery earlier on, and she's picked up a couple of spirit and gotten a couple of names of ships. So far I've only felt the little girl around, and also the Captain Mariner, who you saw his grave earlier on. Okay, there's not too much happening, so I feel it's pretty quiet. I might just switch off for the moment. We're at Cape Bridgewater, and this is part of the Petrified Forest area. It's an unreal part of the coastline. As you can see, these are all petrified tree stumps. Nice look. The whole landscape around here is absolutely spectacular. A nice little boardwalk area. Not really a boardwalk, but a walk area. This whole area around here.
Yeah, it looks like a tree.
Yeah, and this is part of the petrified tree stump right here. Yeah, it's just everywhere that you walk along here.
I'd like to know what made them so scared.
Yeah. So, Beth wants to know what made them so scared if they're a petrified forest. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Check this out, guys. That is really cool. So we get a bit of a closer up.
I'm proud if I need anything. Down. Block. Block. Block.
Explanation board here. The truth is fascinating. The formation is actually a collection of hollow tubes of limestone called solution pipes, eroded by millions of years of rainfall. The process started when water gathers in a shallow pan of sand and seeps downward, dissolving the limestone. The mineral saturated water then cements the sand, forming hard trunk-shaped pipes. Most pipes around Cape Bridgewater are 1 to 3 metres high, although some are as high as 20 metres. It's pretty cool. The whole landscape around here is littered like this. It's like a foreign planet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's right on the cliff tops, as you can see. Right on the ocean. And right on the Shipwreck coast. So did we find any shipwreck ghosts? Well, the interesting thing is that at the cemetery, Beth communicated with several spirit there. Mostly this was off camera, and I also felt the mariner, he was around and communicated with him a little bit. Beth communicated mostly with a lady and we think it was a daughter, and her name was Sarah. And we think Sarah might be coming home with us. We're not too sure, because she's appeared here at our cabin as well. Also, where I'm standing, there has been a shadow figure that was seen. I'm standing on the balcony of our cabin here, and also at the front door, twice Beth has seen a lady in period costume. And while we've been roaming around the different areas of Portland, we've sort of felt a few different things, but nothing majorly substantial. So are there spirit from the shipwreck times still roaming the coast here? It's very possible. It's very possible. We haven't got anything absolutely substantial stating that to us that they were from a shipwreck or whatever, a spirit that had drowned in a shipwreck. But it's very, very possible. It's a massive, massive coastline. If there are spirits around, they could be roaming around anywhere, and it's up to them whether they choose to speak to us or not. There may not be any in this particular spot. There may be some a kilometre or two up the road, who knows. I have a K2 with me here. I've been holding this for a little bit now while I've been setting up. Nothing's been going off. Seems relatively quiet. But we've had a ball of a time here and seen some exceptional things that we haven't filmed. We've filmed some of it, but we've seen some exceptional things that we haven't seen before, as we haven't actually been to this part of Victoria. The cemetery itself, by the way, when we went through there, it seemed like there was probably about 80 graves. I was only expecting about a dozen, because I heard it was a very small cemetery. There's a little bit of a story with the cemetery too, which I'll just quickly tell you. Wherever we walked, we kept feeling that there was a lot of unmarked graves, and we kept saying, excuse me, we just felt like we were walking on graves. a little bit later, or actually the next day, we actually found some material at an information centre telling a little bit about the story of the cemetery. There's actually 2,000 graves there. And you saw the cemetery for yourself on our footage. There is not 2,000 graves. But there are 2,000 burials there. The burials began in 1844 and the last burial was in 1960. Although they did stop the burials in 1920, I believe it was. And it was only people who had already bought a spot that could actually be buried there. The rest of them were buried in the new cemetery. So anyway, a lot of fires and whatever else went through there and burnt a lot of the graves that were there originally. So now you're only actually seeing maybe about 80 graves or something like that. They reckon it's probably about 100 on the information booklet that I found, but there's about, they reckon there's about 100 you can see. I'd say about 80 at tops, and but apparently there's 2,000 burials there. So, and it was a very, very interesting cemetery, and we did feel a lot of energy there, a lot of different energies. Some of it we spoke about in the video section that we made, and other parts of it was we spoke about just off air type thing, off bit. So spirits roaming around here. Look, I've got no doubt there's spirits everywhere that you are. Doesn't matter where you are, there's always spirit. And look, the thing is too, there can be a lot of residual energy spirit around. We actually captured a couple of photos in our cabin, around our cabin, and one on one of the beaches that seems quite interesting. And we'll throw up the one on the beach and maybe a couple of the others as well. But anyway, that's about it for our video for the Shipwreck Coast for the time being. We'll definitely be coming back again. Tonight we haven't really had any activity at all, so it's rather quiet, and we'll let you know if anything else comes up. Alright, cheers for watching. Thanks for watching. Cheers.